talk of Lewes and Rehoboth gives us thoughts about summer. And of course, we know that tourism is a big part of the Delaware economy. And with this weekend being the unofficial kickoff to summer, that's a great time to bring in Ken Grant of AAA Mid-Atlantic as our first person. Ken, welcome.
Thank you very much, Mark.
So as folks are watching first throughout this Memorial Day weekend, AAA obviously expecting some pretty big numbers on the roads. What does travel look like for this weekend?
We're looking at an increase over last year of about 2.6%. What that means is 97,000 drivers on the road. Overall travelers, and we define travelers as anyone who's planning on going more than 50 miles on a trip. We're looking at over 100,000. That's including, of course, road, rail, air, boat, however you want to travel to your destination. We're obviously focused on those 97,000 motorists that we'll see on the road starting Thursday going through Monday of Memorial Day weekend. And there's been an interesting phenomenon over the years as Memorial Day seems to have expanded a little bit. As I said, we started on Thursday this year. A lot of travelers are just taking that extra time off Thursday and traveling. So we're not sure exactly when the best time might be to get out of town. But regardless, we do advise people, make sure your car is prepped. Have an emergency kit pack just in case. Plenty of games, some extra food for passengers and everything. Pack your patience just in case. There's nothing worse than getting stuck in that traffic jam and just feeling frustrated. You want to have things ready just to make it a nice, calm, smooth travel for you.
And I guess that's why it's hard to predict when the worst of it's going to be, because folks are trying to avoid the worst of it. So
right.
That's always changing.
So you could see a bunch of people taking off Thursday night thinking, okay, I'm going to beat the Friday rush, and then that turns into
the rush,
the big rush.
Right.
Yeah.
You mentioned making sure you have your car ready, and I think a lot of folks have the mindset of winter travel. I got to have, make sure I have all the things set up for my car for winter travel.
Correct.
But summer is really just the same, different aspect.
Summer, you want to make sure that all your fluid levels are up, especially your radiator and cooling system. Just make sure your levels are topped off. Windshield wipers, you never know when you're going to get rain, debris, whatever you have to deal with for something like that. But again, pack your patience. And also be aware in the summertime, do not ever leave kids or pets in a car unattended. It's a recipe for disaster. We're seeing where the temperature inside a parked car in just a few minutes can get to oven-type temperatures. And that's a dangerous situation we never want to see anybody in.
For sure, really dangerous. So with a lot of people traveling by car this Memorial Day and even throughout the summer, heading to the Delaware beaches or maybe heading from Delaware to other spots, expecting a lot of people traveling to Delaware beaches, and maybe where are folks going beyond Delaware's borders? So
there's plenty of great places for day trips around here. Everything from the Outer Banks in the Carolinas to Alexandria, Virginia. You can go out to West Virginia and enjoy a nice day in the mountains out there. One of my personal favorites, Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania. There's a lot of places to go and check out. There's a lot of great events coming up, from Separation Day in Newcastle, the Firefly Festival, the Ladybug Festival, the Clifford Brown Jazz Festival. There's so many things to do this summer in and around the region. We expect to see a lot of people taking advantage of those opportunities and enjoying what Delaware and the Mid-Atlantic region has to offer.
And then finally, real quick, gas prices. Everybody's worried about gas prices. Seem to be hovering around $2.30. Expecting a big increase this summer? Or?
We were expecting the increase to hit by now. Normally, Memorial Day weekend is when you see your big increase. Sure. Because of a glut of supply and some other factors right now, things are staying in that $2.30 range. Now we just have to wait and see what happens throughout the summer. We're hoping that for all the motorists' sake that it remains relatively low. And of course, we just got a constitutional amendment passed here in Delaware, so all the money that you pay in gas taxes in Delaware will definitely go to road projects and bridges and infrastructure. So we see that as a very good thing.
All right, we'll keep our fingers crossed on the gas prices. Ken Grant of AAA Mid-Atlantic, thanks so much for being here. Enjoy your summer.
Thank you, Mark.